Hi, my name is Mickey. This is Pierce Your Soul and Laser Tattoo Removal. Welcome to my studio. All of us are struggling. Every single one of us artists. An image of yourself that we're successful, we're doing good, we have all this money, and we have the new cars, but we're in back of our minds, we're fucking losing our shit. Like, we're so stressed out, and you're right. We come up with, what we're gonna say to make it look like we're doing great.
Yeah.
But we all have like our issues, our struggles, our daily struggles, whether it's family, finances, your business, your clients, whatever it is. We all have that. And so we're fighting two lives. We're fighting our personal life and we're fighting our business life. And we're trying to make it look like, we're doing great. And it's okay once in a while to say, I'm fucking stressed out.
Big time. Way stressed. My personal life, trying to be intact, trying to do the norm.
But we don't want to put it out to the universe that, the negativity, because that comes back to you.
Yeah.
We want it to be like, we're doing great. This is what we're doing. We're fucking badass and all that. But in the end, we're all stressing out at some point. And there's good days, and then there's fucking amazing days, and then there's really bad days.
Yeah.
So, we work through it, and we keep laughing at it. We laugh at ourselves.
The piercing. When did you start? Where did you start?
Oh my God, 15 years ago? No, almost.
And why are you, and it's so funny, and why are you the go-to for babies?
It's because I have patience.
Yeah.
Most piercers don't have patience for screaming babies or parents with high anxiety or little kids that come in and they're so freaked out and they're crying. So it's a lot of patience. I think it's because I have grandchildren, or maybe it's the kids that I have too.
Yeah.
But it's definitely patience that you got to have with the kids. Infants, when I first started it, I noticed nobody in my area pierced infants, and I was, why? You send them all to Claire's, or are those mall piercings? And it was like, but why? And so talking to back then, I was a medical assistant until I went into nursing, and then as a medical assistant, I asked the pediatricians, why is it not a good idea to pierce infants, with Claire's versus needle?
Yeah.
And they're like, well, it's more trauma to the ear. You're probably dealing with people who have no experience and don't work with infant, like not knowing parts of the anatomy that are appropriate and proper placement.
Yeah.
And so I went to a Claire's, and I just acted like I was just another parent asking questions. Like, so what is your training? And the manager goes, a 10-minute video. And I went, what? And then she goes, yeah, 10-minute video. That's how they train. And I said, so you know nothing of anatomy and nothing of bloodborne pathogens? Nothing. And they're like, no, what's that?
Don't you have to take a bloodborne pathogens test, or like that little course?
Every year we have to. That's a 4-hour course that you have to take for piercing shops or tattoo shops that have a professional piercer. That's required by public health, but the mall piercing people don't. And so it was like, oh, ew. That kind of ewed me, like gross.
Yeah.
And so I started piercing babies. And it took a bit for me to kind of figure out what's the best way to do it. How do I talk to the parents? How do I win over their trust? You have to remember, babies feed off their mom and dad's energy. So if mom and dad are not settled down, baby's energy is going to match it, right? And so, so winning over the parents and then getting mom calm, then piercing baby is so much easier, right? But you have to have a shop that really embraces that, because you can't just go to a tattoo shop with a professional piercer, bring your baby into an environment that's high energy.
Yeah.
So that's why I went solo, because it just worked out better for me. Because that's what I'm known for around here. That's how I got my start around here. I had no clientele when I moved out here, none. And as soon as I put out there that I pierced infants, I wrote a letter to every pediatrician in a 10-mile radius, introducing myself, telling them about my nursing background. And I started getting people from pediatricians. Then my name started popping up on Facebook, on mommy groups, which was weird, having your name getting tagged. And that's how it started. And then, I used to pierce all ages, but then I started finding that age groups from like 10 months to 6 years of age. Not a great age group in that bundle. Infancy from 10 months to like 18 months, hard. That baby fights you if you're trying to hold him in your arms.
Yeah.
It was just too risky, so I cut that out. And then ages, 2 years to 6 years of age. Now you're dealing with fear. It's one thing to be at home and tell, mommy and daddy, and I want to look just like mommy. I want my ears pierced, and they'll bug the hell out of you, little girls.
Yeah.
I want earrings. I want earrings. To be in the comfort of your home and saying that to somebody you trust, that's different. But when you come here, and this is the first time you're meeting me, and it's a new environment, I've gotten girls walking in here, and they're just tears, and I'm like, oh, we're not doing this. I'm not trying to add more trauma to it. No, and so it usually just becomes a conversation. Just talk to me. I think 7 years of age is a great age. They made a conscious decision that they want their ears pierced, and so and they know that it's going to be done with a needle. They can comprehend that. Okay, like when I go to the doctor, I get a vaccination. Yeah, same thing, but different.
Yeah.
And so they've already prepared themselves mentally. They're able to understand. But there's nothing better than a girl that's coming in here so nervous, so scared, and I've built up their whole, self-esteem of, you can do this. I know you can do this, and I'm right here with you, and we're going to do it step by step. And when it's done, and they go to that mirror and they see themselves for the first time, nothing better.
Love.
Nothing better than seeing a little girl just get so excited for the fact that they pulled through. It's amazing.
And that's your favorite part?
That's my favorite part.
Yeah.
That's my favorite. Not that part. I mean, I love piercing, but to see their faces and how proud they are of themselves, it's pretty cool. Yeah.
So when you got here, where were you originally from?
Ventura,
Ventura,
California. So up north, little beach community. Yeah, started off there, and then I met at that time, my husband now, but and then he convinced me to move out here, and it was probably the best decision I made. Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Tell us the story. Tell us the story of the laser tattoo removal. We want to know.
Okay. I was working at my friend's tattoo studio in Eagle Rock. And it was just her and I that night. There was really nobody there. And she asked me to stay. If I could stay a little bit longer, she wanted to introduce me to somebody. And we had tossed around the whole laser tattoo removal. We tossed it around a little bit, and I was like, not really too sure of it.
Yeah.
But anyway, she had a client coming in, and she wanted me to meet her. And I'm like, and at first I was like, are you good? Do you need help with something?
Yeah.
And she was like, no, I want you to meet her. And I said, okay. So she waited, and this girl walked in, and let's just call her Jane.
Okay.
So Jane comes in. She walked in with kind of like a limp, but it wasn't a limp like she just hurt her ankle. It was something that, there was medically something wrong with her. And she had her mom with her and her daughter with her. And we sat down, and she had a big name tattooed on her neck. It was probably like this big, literally. It was huge. Mm-hmm. And she was getting it covered up with some roses, which is common. And so we were sitting there, and my friend who owned the shop didn't say why she was covering it up. She was just getting ready. And I'm sitting there with Jane, and I said, why are you covering up the name? And she said, because it causes me a lot of pain, and it's something I need to let go of. And I'm all, and so my friend who owned this shop she goes, tell her why. And so I go, yeah, tell me why. I'm curious. She goes, well, when I was 13 years old, I met a guy who was in his 20s, and she goes, I come from a broken home, and my mom raised me and all that, but I was a not really popular girl, and he was the first person who really showed me love and affection. And I'm listening, and she goes, so he convinced me that I was the only person who loved him, and he would take good care of me. Let's run away together. Let's get out of here, just you and I. And so she said yeah, and she took off with him. And as soon as he got her past state lines, he beat the living shit out of her for months until she was I hate this part. He started putting her out at the truck stops. And he tattooed his name on the back of her neck because she has to wear her hair up, and then he can find her binoculars in the truck stops. And she did that for years, and then ended up pregnant, had a little girl. And as she's telling me this, I'm looking at her mom and her daughter, and mom's just couldn't even look at her. And she goes, so after she had her daughter, maybe a year after, that she said she can't do it anymore. And she needs to find her mom. And so she was able to get to a phone, I don't know how, called her mom. Mom thought she was dead, like legitimately thought she was dead. She was missing, that was it. They came up with a plan. She got her daughter and escaped. And now she's here. And I said, what scares you the most? I'm shaking. I said, what scares you the most? She goes, Daddy's gonna walk in that door and take my daughter. And so right then, I said to myself, I'm going to get that laser and I'm going to remove any person that comes to me as a sex trafficking victim with this, and I'm going to remove those fucking names off of them for free. No questions asked. I'll remove it, no problem.
Yeah.
I have 4 clients like that now, all with their handler's name on them.
No way.
Yeah, it makes me sick, and I shake when I talk about it. But it took me like 2 years to get these lasers. I mean, I cleaned up my credit, and that's when we met.
Yes.
Because that was the time when I was really trying to clean it up.
Yes.
And took me about 2 years to do it, and I got them. And that was the one thing. So we work with Los Angeles Public Health in their mental division.
Yeah.
And so they refer. I have a few girls that are sex trafficking victims. Most of them are gang affiliated, so they have like little tattoos, you know, the teardrop and the 3 dots. But I remove it for free. That was something that I had to do.
Yeah.
But she was the one who triggered me, and she was the one who just put that fire in it.
So not only do you help like sex trafficking victims, you get referral from that, but do you also help people who, let's say like, what is it, homeboy industries, homegirl industries, where they want to change their life and they want to get rid of tattoos? Do you do something like that too?
Yeah, formerly incarcerated, gang affiliated, who just want a second chance. You know, they did their time, and you know, I'm done with it. I'm done with the lifestyle. Or, you know, I get 40-year-old men, I mean, not 40, excuse me, let's bring it down. 30-year-old men who are now fathers, and their daughters and sons are growing up, and they don't want them to see that other side of them.
Yeah.
You know, I have one guy who came in with a full beard, and he goes, yeah, I want to remove some facial tattoos. And I'm all, what facial tattoos? And so I had to move his beard to see, and he goes, I can't shave. I don't want my kids to see my neighborhood on my face. He goes, but I want to remove it. And I'm like, done. I go, I get it. And so, and then I get, you know, guys that are just done, you know, being gang members. They just want a second chance. And it's like, okay, let's move forward with it. That's why I never post those pictures, because I don't want them to feel any type of retaliation or anything like that.
Absolutely.
I get a lot of them. And so I'm happy to remove them for free. Visible, you know, if it's on their hands, on their face, their neck, you know, things that keep them from getting a job.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll do whatever I can to help.
Nice. That's a beautiful thing. That's something a lot of people don't know that you do. So I'm glad that you shared that.
Yep.
Mickey, what are some specials you got going on that people need to know?
I am running a special for 50% off on unlimited tattoo removal. So the benefits of that is there is no package. It's unlimited. We go until you're satisfied the way your skin looks and the removal done, or we're going by what your tattoo artist wants and needs. So when it comes to removal and you're doing a cover-up, I don't make the judgment call of, yeah, your tattoo artist can go ahead and remove that now or cover it up now, but more so of what's their decision on how they need you, how light they need you in order to cover up properly. So that's the benefit of unlimited. There's no package, there's no limit. We keep going.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
So that starts when?
It actually started on Tuesday, and we're going until tomorrow. So there's 3 spots left.
3 spots.
Yeah, 3 spots left.
Right now.
Yep. So normally it's $6,500. Right now it's $3,250.
Unlimited.
Unlimited.
For anybody.
For anybody.
Until the tattoo artist says, hey, you know what? Now we can go over it?
Yep.
Sounds good. Thank you for letting us know.
Absolutely. Oh. So the benefits of numbing cream versus doing it without numbing cream is, why would you put yourself through so much discomfort? So I would never recommend numbing cream for tattoos because it inflames the skin and your tattoo can come out distorted or the ink can fall out, all that. But for removal, I highly recommend it, especially for guys because they can't handle as much discomfort as girls can. So there is a prep for it, you know. There's a prep for it. So what you want to do is first exfoliate the area. That way you're getting off all the dead skin cells and such. Then the next part is shaving the area. What that's going to do, it's going to open pores. And then with the numbing cream, you would put a thin layer on first, let it sit for about 10 minutes. Then you put a thicker layer, but you also want to go 1 inch away from the tattoo. That's for the nerve endings that shoot out. And so you lather it up really thick, put some saran wrap over it, and then put a heating pad. That's opening pores and really saturating the area. So when we do removal, you're still gonna feel it, right? It's not gonna be 100, even though there are some areas where you don't feel a thing. Normally I don't feel a thing, but there'll be certain areas like here, 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 you'll feel a little sting and no biggie, but for the remaining of the part, it's about 90% better than doing it without. So, but what I tell my first time clients is do it without once, just once. You got to feel it once because then you respect the numbing cream when you actually use it. Because otherwise, if you feel those little things, you make a big deal out of it. But if you felt it all over, you know, the first time, then you're like, oh, this is way better, way better. Everyone wants to see the first treatment, but there's also a misconception with it because people think that when you do your first treatment, then that's what, oh, you already removed it in 1 session. It's like, no, that's just frost. That's all it is. Just frost. Trust me, the girls take it so much better than the guys. The guys are, no offense guys, but man, I got some crybabies that come here. Here we go, 3, 2, 1. Remember to breathe. Good job. That snapping you're hearing is from her hair. And what will happen is that it'll frost it, but the color comes back in a couple of hours. Totally normal. I know.
That paint is something else.
It's like instant. Instant.
That is some shit.
All right, now we're gonna lay you down.
Yeah.
That was that for that one. Yeah, it's quick. So the cool thing about tattoo removal too, and if you got a steady hand, is you can remove tattoos that are inside another tattoo. So you just have to mark off the area. Mm-hmm. So lasers are attracted by color, and white is a mute color. So what we do is we mark off the areas in white. That way, if the laser hits it, it doesn't remove the ink underneath it. That make sense?
Yes.
So we do this. Keeping that, okay. Tattoos.
Yeah.
I'm here to remove tattoos so I can get you back in my friend's chair.
There you. Oh, did you record that?
Oh shit!
That's good. Yeah. That's
okay,
why
you got me on that.
That's why Ariel's good because he knows he keeps rolling.
No, truly, I don't want to remove tattoos so you'll never not get tattooed again. I want to remove tattoos so I can get you back with the artist that you want to be with. And so, you know, styles and trends, they change. You know, there was a brief time where American traditional, Japanese traditional was huge.
Yeah.
Okay, well, now new artists came about, and now, you know, there's some artists where you can't tell the difference between a portrait and the actual artwork on a canvas. And so a lot of people want to get tattooed by those artists, but they don't have room anymore because they've already filled it up. So, you know, I'm here to lighten your tattoo to where the artist is like, yep, that's something I can work with.
Yeah.
You know, that's
a
where
blank canvas.
a blank canvas, absolutely. Because no, the tattoo artist does not want to accommodate previous artwork and have to readjust their artwork.
Yeah.
Right? You chose them for a reason, right? So, you know, the artists are lighten it up as much as you can. And that's why I think I've won over the trust of a lot of the artists that I work with, because they know that I know what they want. Right?
Have you done tattoo removal for some of the artists?
Yeah. I've worked with, let's see here, actually done removal on them?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see here. Carlos Macias, owner of Cryptic. I mean, but most of the artists are their own bosses too. So like you're talking like, who else? Oh my
Saul.
God. Who have I done? I've
Saul.
done Saul. Yeah, Saul Lira. I've done Carlos Macias. There's another artist up north that I just did yesterday, but I'm not quite sure of his Instagram name. Really nice guy. All right. You ready to get started?
All right, let's see.
Okay.
Do you have the ball? Oh my God.
Oh, you want it?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. There you go. It's not as bad as you think when you use numbing cream. All right, honey. Here we go. 3, 2, and 1. Numbing cream makes a difference, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You still feel it, but it's not as
Not as
hard
intense.
as a sting.
Yeah.
And then there'll be areas where you feel it, and then there'll be areas where you don't feel a damn thing.
Right now I don't feel anything.
Good.
And then I know when you're closer to the outer line.
Yeah.
So I did like half an inch of numbing cream, like you said.
Right.
Spread it out a little extra more.
So what you're seeing right now is called frosting, and that is the skin and the ink reacting to the laser. So the first treatment is always the best treatment for filming anyway. And what the body is doing now is the laser is shattering that ink into smaller pieces so your white blood cells can grab it, take it to your lymphatic system, from your lymphatic system to your kidneys, and then microscopically you urinate it out. So that's a very short version of what happens.
And this tattoo is 20 years old. This is one of my first ones. It's
Really? You can tell all the letters are all merged together.
Yeah. It's they're lyrics from a punk band called Bad Brains.
Okay?
Positive Mental Attitude, and I got it when I was like 18.
Yeah.
Well, I'm 39 now, so it's like 21 years old.
Well, you got your fun out of it.
Right?
Now you're moving on to a different lifestyle, a different, you know, as you get older, excuse me, as you get older, your style changes. In the tattoo industry, that happens every freaking year. I mean, truthfully, when you go out and you see someone with a badass tattoo, you're like, damn it, I want that.
Yeah.
I want to work with that artist, you know?
Yeah, we're doing that project on my back, so I have the Last Supper, and then we're working our way down, and some of these old tattoos kind of got on the way just on the end, so I'm okay to let this one go.
Well, I know how Chente wants his tattoos, so we'll lighten you until he's satisfied.
Okay. I'm just wondering, because the tattoo's old, I wonder how many sessions this one's going to take.
It just really depends. There's a lot of variables when it comes to removal, you know. the age of the tattoo, if it was done professionally or amateur, what kind of ink was used, what kind of machine was used, the placement of the tattoo, where it is. So when those variables come around, you can't look at a tattoo and say, oh yeah, I can remove that in so many sessions. Or like some of the other places say, I can remove that in 10 sessions. I won't say who, but they're lying to you. They have no idea how long it's going to take.
Yeah.
They're trying to lock you in on a package deal, and now you're stuck with it. And then when it gets to that 10 sessions, because you're locked in on that number, and you ask, well, I thought you said this was going to take 10. And their only explanation is, well, it's going to take longer. That's it. They don't tell you anything. Come this way a little bit. We'll do your spade. So I never make it a point to tell any of my clients, this is how many sessions it's going to take. Because that now you're fixated on that number. We take it treatment by treatment. I would encourage you to exercise, drink lots of water, help your metabolism. Try not to stress, things like that. Because that all affects your healing process. The more hydrated you are, the more you're helping your white blood cells. And we're done.
Not too bad. The numbing cream definitely helped.
When you get a tattoo and it's a gradual pain that works up to discomfort, your body has a natural reaction by giving you endorphins to help with that and help cope. So like the line work starts and it's like, oh, it sucks. Yeah, that sucks. And then you're doing shading and then it's a burn. But by the time you get to the shading, it's like you've kind of brought yourself down. And that's your natural way of helping with it. Your body kicks in to protect you.
Yeah.
But with laser treatment, because it's so quick, there's not enough time for the body to catch up. So it's automatic, at first. That's why numbing cream is amazing. The lettering has all, because of time, with anytime you have detail and there's a lot of saturation, it all just blends in. But that was
I'm excited. This is like already
we'll get you light. Yeah, we'll get you light.
That's light. I'm happy.
13 years.
That's right.
Yeah, 13 years. I was texting my son in Korea, and I don't know where it came up. I'm like, holy shit! And this was last year. I go, holy shit! I think I'm 13 years. And he goes, wow, that's
13 years
awesome.
sober. Wow, that's
so,
what's up. I like that.
That's crazy. I didn't think I'd be able to do that shit.
Really?
Oh yeah.
What made you do that?
Lifestyle
Me.
change?
Force yourself to do
Lifestyle change?
Lifestyle change. I went through a really not bad divorce. It wasn't bad. It was just very emotional. I was not an alcoholic. I never been a drinker, but my problem was, I hate talking about this. I was a functioning mom that took muscle relaxers and pain pills. So that was during the time where like you could go into any doctor's office and say, oh, I hurt my back. Well, here's all these pills for you to take. Dude, I was taking 120 pills every 2 weeks.
No way.
But I was functioning. How? I don't know. Don't know. But I was functioning. I was running freaking, team stuff for my kids' football, still housework, making sure the kids were fed, all that, and worked full-time jobs. And I was taking that much pills. There'd be little times where I'd screw up,
Yeah.
But when I got a divorce, I took a year of like separating myself from family and friends, and I got sober, and I went to meetings every day. And I remember when I hit that year mark, I was like, wow, shit. And then I fucked up and I took a pill because and then I was like, that's it. It was one time. I can't do that again. And that was it. So I don't count that year. So I guess it would be 14, but it's 13.
13?
Yeah.
It's a long time.
But never wanted it again. Never had the urge, to want to take those pills again. Even when I go to the doctor and whatever, like, I have a back injury from a long time. I broke both of my legs and had knee surgery on both of them. And they're like, how are you doing? And it's like, oh, that's painful once in a while. Okay, so we'll give you a prescription of this. And I'm like, no, just you can put it in my records that I have a problem with pain medication. I'm 13 years sober, whatever. Don't ever give me any type of pain medication at all. Even when I had surgery, they asked me if I wanted something for, and I'm like, nope, ibuprofen's just fine.
Man.
But it's crazy that I can say that, because the old, that old depressed me back then would have been like, okay, sure, hand them over.
Yeah.
Nah,
13
worth
years.
it.
Can you believe it? So awesome.
it's pretty cool.
I never knew that.
You didn't know that?
Never.
Oh yeah, yeah. My kid. What's beautiful about it is my kids can say, "I'm so proud of you, Mom." Never thought I'd hear that. Never thought I'd hear that. I always thought that it was just, I didn't know if I was going to be able to have the kids in my life as I do now, but we're all really close, and they don't see that person at all anymore, and I couldn't imagine them seeing it now. But yeah, it's a good feeling, super good feeling. But yeah, everyone fucks up, you can change all of that in a matter of just being able to say, I'm done like chasing that around.
Make a decision.
Yeah,
Just do it.
Just make a decision and follow through it, and trust me, every day gets better. Every fucking day is better.
Take the picture, friend.
I love you to death. I love you, friend. Yes. I appreciate you. Thank you for letting us in your space.
Oh,
And hearing your story. And I can't believe your sobriety, man. 13 years, that's a long time.
I know.